Well, Merry Eve and Christmas Eve to you. And here we are getting some great news out of Carolina that's going to benefit the Lions. Let's dive into that and maybe just a little bit more in today's post-holiday edition of Lions Talk Live. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, Dan Thornton, and if you're like me, you're probably under about 20 feet of snow and really not wanting to go outside and drive to get a Mountain Dew or anything else. So, hey, I've been trying to do what I can to come up with a little bit of entertainment for you all today. Try to come up with some news and information on the Lions. A lot of the stuff I could find out there today was kind of meh. I get fluff stuff that, hey, just trying to talk about Frank Ragnow making the Pro Bowl, other people getting snubbed. This guy was, an alternate. This guy's an alternate. And I just was like, how many people are talking about that? And I didn't want to be the next one. So anyways, I want to talk about some good news, and that's the weather. The weather coming out of Carolina, the report has changed slightly. May not seem like much, but just 24 hours ago, they were predicting game time forecast to be around 25 to 27 degrees and a severe wind chill. They have raised it, though, drum roll please, to 32 degrees and sunny. While that may not seem like huge news to you or me, anybody playing on the field, and especially to quarterbacks trying to throw the ball or receivers and tight ends trying to catch the ball, that's a huge difference. So with that being said, the sunny weather is going to help out a ton as far as just keeping players a little bit more brisk, a little bit more flexible, and hey, making passes easier to catch. My anticipation is this: that's going to make it a little bit easier for our offense to do what we want to do. Obviously, last week in New York, the weather was 38/39 degrees. So again, not a huge difference, but a difference. And the Lions offense went up against one of the NFL's best secondaries and best overall defenses. While we kept the pass rush at bay, you could see the difference the Jets secondary had with our wide receivers. I don't think Carolina's secondary is that great, but I do think they're pretty good. And I think Detroit is going to need their passing attack in order to effectively move the ball consistently throughout the game. So this bit of a change in the weather forecast for tomorrow is a big advantage for the Lions, in my opinion. Probably not throwing out earth-shattering news here, but hey, both teams are going to probably rely on the running games more so than in previous weeks. That's also something that I believe is going to favor Detroit on two folds. One, our rush defense, which was once abysmal, think back to that Seattle game, is now actually one of the better ones in all the league. Our defense was once 32 out of 32 teams in all the NFL. Now we're number 19 in the NFL. Significant change. But more importantly, that rush defense of ours has risen to be one of the most fearsome in all the league. And I'm sure if you remember the last 2, 3, 4 games, it's been difficult for anybody to effectively run the ball on us. Even Saquon Barkley was basically shut down. The only team in the last 2 months who has run effectively on us was the Chicago Bears. And let's be fair, that was through Justin Fields' efforts, not so much the running backs. While Sam Darnold is, in my opinion, an underrated quarterback, I don't think he's going to be pulling Justin Fields' numbers scrambling out of the pocket. In fact, I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble because if we are really going to make the Carolina Panthers one-dimensional and shut down their running game, Darnold, who's had his ups and downs in his NFL career, is going to be under a ton of pressure from Detroit Lions defense that is starting to get very tenacious as far as getting to the quarterback and taking him down. So again, big advantage for us in that if we can make them one-dimensional, and our secondary, who hasn't played great the last 2 weeks, can kind of resurrect itself, then I think Detroit Lions have the ability to really make some damage in this game defensively while trying to push us into an 8th win of the season, which would also mean, it's my anticipation by Sunday evening, that's going to put us in the playoffs. So now let's talk about how this impacts the Detroit Lions as far as the running the ball. Our offensive line, I'm sure you all know, is fairly legit. In fact, you can see that with the number of Pro Bowl alternates and the play over on the field. The fact Jared Goff hasn't even been sacked in the last 2 weeks. He wasn't even hit last week. So they're doing their job up front. And while Detroit's offensive line is protecting and keeping the dry cleaning expenses on Goff's uniforms very, very minimal, let's also talk about how it's going to impact the game from the running. Taylor Decker, and you heard me talk about him before on this channel, for the last 2 months, he's been playing the best football of his NFL career, in my opinion. Nobody's getting past him. Nobody's getting to Goff. Nobody's touching Goff from his side. And it's not just him, but he is definitely playing at his highest level throughout his NFL career so far. But that's also extended into his run blocking, which once was kind of, I would say it'd be fair to say he was just above average in his run blocking. Now he might not be elite, but he's a notch just below that. Him and everybody on that offensive line, I think, are going to understand if Detroit's going to win this game, a lot of that burden, right or wrong or indifferent, are going to come down to how they perform out there. If they can open up significant holes against the Carolina defense and allow the running backs to get large gains and open holes for them to take over the game, we're going to get time of possession. We're going to get easy play action. And all these factors will spell, big success for a Detroit Lions team who's looking to return to the playoffs in nearly 6 years. All right, well, I'm not going to make this a very long video. I think I've gone on long enough. I'm sure you're all getting ready for your holidays or whatever you may, do with your weekend, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever it may be. I hope you have a good one. If you're in the majority of the United States and you're getting hammered by the blizzard of 2022, I hope you stay safe, stay with your family, enjoy some good movies or whatever you're going to do with your evenings. But I hope we all can come together and say, hey, come tomorrow night, we're all going to be cheering for a Detroit Lions victory. And then on Sunday, we can cheer for Denver to beat the Rams, giving us, the Lions, the number 3 pick overall in next spring's draft. Take care, enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you tomorrow on an unscheduled Saturday version of Lions Talk Live, as we will be hopping on after the game. Take care, and thank you for tuning in.